Rizal gave up the idea of going back to the Philippines upon learning that his family lost the case against the Dominicans in Manila. He then decided to go to Madrid to supervise the handling of his family's appeal of the case at the Audiencia Real. This chapter is focused on the misfortunes Rizal experienced while in Madrid from 1890 to 1891, which culminated in his abdication of leadership in the reform movement in Europe. Upon arriving in Madrid early in August 1890, Rizal exhausted all available legal remedies to seek justice for his family and the farmers of Calamba. He sought the assistance of the Asociación Hispano-Filipina and used liberal newspapers in Madrid to ventilate the grievances of his family and the oppressed tenants in his hometown. With the assistance from Marcelo H. del Pilar and Dominador Gomez, he sought an audience with Senor Fabie, the Minister of Colonies, to air the injustices committed by Governor General Valeriano Weyler and the Dominican friars against the powerless and poor farmers in Calamba. This audience proved to be futile. Rizal therefore sought the help of former liberal statesmen of Madrid. Again, he was frustrated as what he got from them were empty promises. Blumentritt came to learn of Rizal's dilemma. He therefore prodded Rizal to bring the case to the Queen Regent of Spain. Rizal considered Blumentritt's suggestion, but was faced with the problem of how an audience can be sought, considering that he had no financial logistics for the purpose, nor influential friends in Madrid who had access to the Queen. On the whole, all the attempts and efforts exerted by Rizal and his friends ended up in failure. Rizal's family was thus denied of justice which he sought in Madrid. Rizal had not yet recovered from his disappointment with what happened with the plight of his family when he learned of the death of Jose Maria Panganiban. Since Rizal recognized the efforts exerted by the Mapa, Jose Maria Panganiban's pen name, he felt sad hearing that the former had passed away. This event led him to write a eulogy for Panganiban. In the said eulogy, Rizal praised Panganiban for his extraordinary talent, intelligence, and industry, and considered the latter's demise as a loss for the country. Rizal attended a social gathering of Filipino expatriates in Madrid in the latter part of August 1890. One of the practices of the Filipinos when they congregate was to offer wine to those in attendance as part of the fun and merriment. After numerous jigger shots, Luna became intoxicated and started blaming Rizal for his failure to win Nelly Bristide's heart. Rizal in many occasions had explained to Luna that he had nothing to do with Luna's failure to win Nelly's affection. Luna, however, started uttering nasty comments about Nelly. This irritated Rizal because of his high regard for women. Rizal therefore challenged Luna to a duel. Those who attended the gathering were stunned and tried to pacify Luna and Rizal, for the consequence of what Luna and Rizal will do can have serious repercussions to their struggle in Spain. When Luna regained his normal sense, he came to realize that what he did was wrong. He asked Rizal for an apology. Rizal accepted the apology and forgot the incident. As a press agent of the friars in the Philippines, Wenceslao Retana published numerous articles in the anti-Filipino newspaper in Madrid, La Epoca. One of the articles he published at the time alleged that Rizal's family and relatives were ejected from the lands they were tilling for their failure to pay their annual rent to the Dominican friars. Rizal was insulted by what Retana published, which in fact was true. He therefore challenged Retana to a duel to vindicate the good name and reputation of Rizal's family. Knowing that Rizal was an expert in both the sword and the pistol, Retana did not accept the challenge. Instead, he retracted what he published in the La Epoca, which to Rizal was Retana's way of apologizing for his unfounded allegation about Rizal's family and relatives in Calamba. Rizal had not yet recuperated from the misfortunes he had suffered in Madrid when he received a letter from Leonor Rivera in the early part of December 1890.
created using Powtoon.